2024 Republican campaign rivalry between Donald Trump and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is heating up. DeSantis and the former president are making pitches to voters tonight in the early decision states of New Hampshire and Iowa. Earlier today, DeSantis took a swipe at Trump during one of his stops in the Granite State.
Leadership is not about entertainment. Leadership is not about building a brand. Leadership is not about virtue signaling.
In Des Moines today, Trump continued his own attacks on the Florida governor. He pushed back on DeSantis' claim that it will take 2 terms to undo President Biden's agenda and that only he can serve them both.
I've been watching DeSantis go out and say, I've got 8 years, it's going to be 8 years. Let me tell you something. Right there, you should vote against him. If you need 8 years, who the hell wants to wait 8 years?
And while much of the focus is on the Trump-DeSantis rivalry, the field of Republican candidates is set to grow by 3. Former Vice President Mike Pence, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, and North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum are all expected to announce bids next week. We are on the ground following the latest. NewsNation's Robert Sherman is in Manchester, New Hampshire, and senior national correspondent Brian Enton is in the Villages in North Florida. But we begin tonight with Kellie Meyer, who's on the campaign trail in Iowa. Hey, Kellie.
Hey, Elizabeth. Yeah, former President Donald Trump touring across the state of Iowa today. Supporters I talk with say that it factor for the former president is still there. I covered him from 2016, 2020 to now, wondering if that excitement was still here for the former president. Those folks we talk with say it is.
It's the race to win Iowa.
There's no way I can lose Iowa.
The field of presidential candidates hitting the Hawkeye State. Today, former President Donald Trump meeting with supporters at a breakfast spot outside of Des Moines. Front of their mind, the military.
Well, I firmly believe this. If President Trump would have remained president, Russia never would have attacked Ukraine. My son would have never had to spend a year away from his wife and his 3 precious girls. So I am 100% believe that. And if you talk to any military personnel, they're all in accord with that.
The top issues for Iowa voters, the economy, abortion, and agriculture. Trump hitting up Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for his stance on the issue.
Ron was totally against ethanol.
Trump, DeSantis, and the growing group of GOP candidates putting their faith in Iowa, hoping to win the all-important Iowa evangelical vote. That made up over 50% of Republican caucus goers in 2016. Trump meeting privately with pastors here today. His stance on abortion unclear, criticizing DeSantis and Florida's new 6-week abortion ban as too harsh, but not saying where he stands or if he would support a nationwide ban. Trump still leading in the polls, DeSantis pledging he can win over Iowa evangelicals.
I have a record of just standing for what's right, and people see I'm willing to take arrows for them.
Now, Trump, as he says, believes he will win here in Iowa. He's still leading in the polls here in the state. Unclear if he's going to return here to the state to have that rally that he mentioned he postponed back a couple weeks ago. And unclear if he's going to come out for that big Republican event here this weekend. But we'll stay tuned for that. Elizabeth.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.